Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new horror thriller mystery, Influencer, and this is from Shudder, or you could also watch on AMC Plus, which basically is just absorbed Shudder, I guess, at this point. But this is from director Curtis David Harder, and starring Cassandra Naud as CW, this young woman who is basically targeting blonde, attractive influencers and trying to play games with them, taking their identities and taking things pretty far, including Emily Tennant, who plays Madison. This film is very interesting in the way that it's structured. You have this whole entire setup for a decent chunk of this film, which is only 92 minutes. That's a cold open, and it really sets up this character Madison. And we feel like, in very much like a Psycho kind of way, doesn't really turn out to be exactly what we think it is and who we think we're going to be following here. And instead, we follow a lot of time with this con artist, this dangerous woman, CW. And Naud, I think, gets a really strong performance and keeps us guessing on really what her motivations are and why she's preying upon these influencers in the way that she is and doing certain things to them. Things get complicated when the now ex-boyfriend of Madison, Ryan, played by Rory J. Saper, shows up and gets involved here. And the film definitely has plenty of mystery. It's always having you guess exactly where this is going because it does a really good job of keeping you on edge and not really understanding fully what's going on in the film until you really get this big perspective by the end, and it finds a way to have like a really satisfying conclusion for both CW, this character who's doing these horrible things, and potentially some of her victims, these influencers that she's targeting. And this film is really sleek, it's really well shot. It definitely has those kinds of elements to deliver upon. It has plenty of mystery. You're not quite sure what's going on. Not all the characters are as interesting or have as much depth, but the way that this film structures the story and keeps pulling these threads, it keeps you engaged, and you're really intrigued about how exactly it's all going to play out. Even if we don't necessarily feel super invested in any of these particular characters, there's still something intriguing about how they go about things. CW's an intriguing character because we're never quite sure how or why she's doing the things that she's doing, but we're glued to the screen trying to figure out how is she going to keep getting away with it or how is she going to get taken down. There is a lot of time spent on this character, Ryan, who's very not likable at all. And the dynamic that poses is it brings some kind of potential, I don't even know if I would go as far as sympathy towards CW in some way, but it's an interesting way of portraying the story and whose perspective we're getting this all from. And there's some interesting twists and turns along the way that might shock you quite a bit and leave you guessing exactly what's going to come next. And if you're a thriller and you're trying to deliver mystery, that's exactly what you're going for. And this very much focus on social media kind of thriller really delivers in a lot of ways and definitely is worth a watch over on Shudder. But those are my thoughts on Influencer. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.